Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the Benchmade Adamas family. These always get a lot of hits on my short videos, so I figured why not do a little bit more long form and kind of talk about them in a longer form setting and just go through some details, pros and cons, and are they worth buying in 2024? It is National Knife Week, so happy National Knife Week to everyone. Also, National Knife Day is coming up on Saturday, so I'm going to try to put out a lot of content this week, and we'll just see what happens from there. But we'll start off with the Benchmade full-size 275 Adamas. This was released, I believe, in the early 2010s as Benchmade's tactical, heavy-duty folding knife, and I believe at the time it was marketed as a folding knife that could function like a fixed blade. It was just this ultra-tough, outdoorsy, tactically knife line. It had D2 steel originally, got upgraded to crew wear, I believe, in the early 2020s, maybe like 2022 or something. I'm not sure exactly when. But the crew wear is awesome on this. All of their knives in this line, aside from one, we'll talk about it in a minute, have crew wear, which is awesome. It's got G10 scales. These are the OD green and FD blade. They also make like the black G10 and the grayed out blade, and then the Mini Adamas has a carbon fiber and a magnet cut blade. But steel liners, a super tough, durable knife that will not break on you if you're beaten up on it. I've used this a lot for outdoor yard work. I got this on sale at a local store for 200 bucks. So in my opinion, an awesome deal, because these are normally 297 bucks, which I would never pay for this. But I was stoked to get it at 200 bucks. I'm not generally a fan of the serrations, but again, I'm getting $100 off. I don't mind serrations. They actually have practical use for me outdoors and such. So it doesn't bother me that much. And again, great bargain. Comes with a little molly pouch that you can fit the knife in. I don't have it with me right now at the moment, but I thought that was kind of cool. It's just a nice little feature. I have it mounted on a backpack that I use outdoors and stuff. So just a cool little feature. Again, I really like this knife. I love the look of it. It's one of my favorite looking knives. This was actually, I got this after I got the Mini and Fixed. So I got the full size Adamas last. But this actually has turned out to be probably tied for my favorite in the whole lineup. They also have the Auto Adamas and the now new, I think newest, Mini Auto Adamas, and that just came out recently, so those are popular. I'll talk about why I'm not that big of a fan of the Mini Adamas in a minute, but this is, again, I've had no problems with this whatsoever. I love this thing. It's a little heavy. It's on the heavier side. I tend to probably not carry it in my pocket like all day. Like I really will only use this if I have a specific outdoor task to do. Like I'm not going to be just carrying it around with me normally every day. It's just a little bulky to carry in the pocket, but standard Benchmade large deep carry pocket clip, which is great. What else to talk about with this? It is, again, like I mentioned before, it is very pricey. I would not pay full price for this. I'm really excited to have a store that does sales on Benchmades and Microtechs near me. So I'm excited to be able to get stuff like this at a discount, but I would not pay full price for this. I'd just wait for a deal. We have National Knife Day coming up, so you'll probably be able to get a deal somewhere on these, or check out your local stores. But I absolutely would recommend the full size 275 Adamas. I love it. Just make sure you're not paying full price. Moving on, the second knife, probably the most popular of the three that I'll be talking about today, the Mini Adamas. Lots to talk about with this one. These are also pretty pricey. I think like 250s, 260s right now retail, which is also ridiculous. I got a used one on eBay, sold it, and then ended up getting another one. So this one is new, but first got it. I didn't really use the first one I got, sold it, and then ended up, like I just said, getting this one. I was really excited to get this. This was like one of the probably first few Benchmades that I ever got. This is like my favorite looking design on a knife. I love the color scheme. I love just the look of it. The whole series looks awesome to me. I think they're really cool looking. Then I got it in the mail, started using it a little bit outdoors. It was fine. And then I started to try and like cut cardboard and food with it. And what I found was doing these hard, like pushing kind of cuts, like when you get a push on the blade and whatnot, I found that my thumb would be poking on this like ridge here up at the top, and I would just be pressing right down on it. So it was really uncomfortable to cut with. And I couldn't move my thumb forward because this is stopping my finger right here. So I couldn't choke up enough. It was just awkward at that point to cut like that. And I couldn't really come back because then you can't get as good a grip on the knife. So I kind of stopped using it for a little while. I haven't really sold it or done anything with it. But again, I love the look of it and whatnot. And I found out a little bit after I got it, there was a guy when the marbled carbon fiber version came out. He started posting these videos, these YouTube shorts. I can't remember his name, but he's out there somewhere, I'm sure. And he would whack these, like do the spine whack test, and they would fail like very, very easily. Like he would just do like this light little tap. And you'll see mine's not failing that light tap. But his would fail, and I found out mine after watching those. I went and obviously checked mine out. It does have a significant amount of vertical blade play, so up and down blade play, and it looks like that's because the crossbar lock in there does not fully come up and engage on the blade, just because there's not enough room. So it's just like a design flaw, which is a real shame. With Benchmade, again, this is a super expensive knife. I'm sure if I sent it in for warranty, they'd probably help me out if I had an issue with it. And I haven't been batoning with this or anything. That's the other thing. I forgot about that too. The Dutch bushcraft knife guys, they have a pretty big YouTube channel, and they got this. And I saw that after I bought this, and it had failed their batoning test. So I was disappointed after seeing that as well. But again, I still love the look of it. Crewwear is a great steel. Apparently they have fixed a lot of the problems with the lock mechanism on the new MagnaCut, carbon fiber MagnaCut version of this. So don't be dissuaded by that. However, that version is like significantly more expensive than these. I think it's like $100 more or something crazy. But it is a gorgeous knife. It's got marbled carbon fiber handles, MagnaCut blade. I think it's stone washer satin, and then it has like FDE accents throughout it. So it's a gorgeous knife, but it is, again, as all Benchmades are, wickedly, wickedly expensive. So check it out at your own risk. It's, again, National Knife Week, National Knife Day, so I'm sure there'll be sales going on for it if you're really inclined to get it. But just buyer beware. It's really not that comfortable of a knife to use. I much prefer the larger Adamas, which I was kind of surprised by. I didn't think I would, like that. But for what it's worth, that's been my experience with the Mini Adamas. They also have the Mini Auto Adamas, which just came out. I don't know how I feel about that. Again, I was never that big a fan of the Mini, but that seems to be a very popular model for like whatever, it's like $400. So again, buyer beware, but that's been my experience. Now probably my favorite, if not tied for my favorite knife in the Adamas family, the Fixed Adamas. I think it's the 375 Adamas. I absolutely love this thing. This is one of the two at the moment knives that I have actually done aftermarket, I guess, modding on or whatever, but I got these scales for it. And this is one of, if not my favorite looking knives, and one of, if not my top knives to actually use. I love this thing. It's super tough. Again, Crewwear steel, just like the rest of them. These scales just make it awesome. It's a great shape. You have this little choil to stop your finger from going up, which doesn't really bother me that much. I haven't found that much of an issue with it. I rave about the design of these. I love how they look. I think they look awesome. Even without the scales on this, just the, fully non, I guess, wrapped or scaled up blade, just the tang it looks really cool. And it's actually quite comfortable to use with that too. But these scales make it so, I just think they look incredible. So I'm super pumped I've got these. I think it's TPGrips. Tony from TPGrips makes these in a bunch of different colors. I'm happy to get them in OD greens. They match the other ones in the series. But this is like my go-to outdoor knife. This and the Gerber Strong Arm are like my go-to outdoor knives. Love these. Only thing that I would change, and the only, I think, negative thing in my experience is the sheath. I'm not a huge fan of the sheath for some reason. It just never has really, I don't know. I never really clicked with it. It comes with this little, there's a bunch of stuff that it comes with. It comes with molly clips and then this little thing for extra retention, this strap. And it's fine. It's just, I don't know. I never really enjoyed using the sheath. So it's a very basic, just plastic sheath. I might get a Kydex one eventually at some point. It's a nicer sheath. But for, you're paying obscene prices for this if you're going to buy it at full price. The sheath is really not, in my opinion, up to the standard that it should be. But again, like I said, a lot of these, just check out your local gun shops, local knife shops, wherever, pawn shops. I got this for $150. So again, I got two of the big Adamas series models for $100 off, which is awesome. So at $150, this knife is just absolutely unbeatable. There's nothing that even comes close to it. But that's just because I was really fortunate enough to get it on sale. It's got jimping like the rest of the Adamas series all over it because it's more of like a tactically looking knife. But I find that it's not that big of a deal in this. Again, unlike the Mini Adamas, like I don't need to like choke up on this, so I'm not really poking down on that. I can get over it. I can come back because it's a fixed blade. It's much easier. And there's no spine whack to fail in these. So really have enjoyed the Fixed Adamas, really have enjoyed the full size. The Mini, just not so much for some reason. It's uncomfortable to use. I'm a little hesitant with the lock failures that I've seen online and stuff. And whether I'll end up selling this one or not, I don't know, just because I have the other Adamas series. This might be more of like a collector's thing just to have and keep that I won't let go of. But I have started to sell a lot of my Benchmades, and this may or may not make the cut. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated on that. But if you have any thoughts or feelings one way or another towards the Adamas family, just let me know in the comments. These seem to drum up a lot of attention on the shorts every time I post them. So I know a lot of people either love them or hate them. I'm not sure which it is. My experience just reading online, it looks like a lot of people love the design, but maybe not so much the functionality. So let me know how you feel about it. Again, happy National Knife Week. Let me know whether content you'd like to see. I'm going to try to put out a bunch of stuff this week, just, because I like talking about knives, and it's the week to do it. So thanks for watching. Thanks you to those of you who subscribed. You may have noticed, if you're a diehard subscriber watching all the way to the end, there are some Amazon links in the description. I just set that up. That's all new. So check those out if you're looking for stuff. And again, I love to hear your feedback. I love to hear what you have to say. A lot of you who watch regularly let me know, and I really appreciate it. So thank you again for everything. I appreciate the support, and stay tuned for this week.